Welcome back again to CoinTradeMastery.com. We're going to look at some basic chart analysis today and get you started on your way to reading charts on your own. We're going to look at today, we're going to look at trends, okay, and we're going to look at support, and we're going to look at resistance, because those are your major factors that are needed in your major key points to identify on a chart when you're trying to identify further advanced chart patterns. So this is going to be the core of what we need in order to proceed on with further chart pattern analysis. Okay, so what a trend is, basically what a trend is a general direction of a market. Okay, but when you're reading a chart, it has specific criteria. Okay, and there's two types of trends. There is a bullish trend and a bearish trend. So remember the two animals on a chart. There's a bull and a bear. Now the bull is the runner. Okay, the bulls are associated with running, and he runs north. Okay, he runs up. That's his direction. So a bullish market is when your trend is running in the upward direction, and that's what we're looking at on this screen right now. Okay, and the opposite of that is a bearish trend or a bearish market. Okay, and that's when the bear comes crashing in the door of your camp and eats all your food. Okay, bears are associated with crashing the market. Okay, um, so bulls and bullish market is up, and bears and bearish market is down there. Okay, so what we're looking at here on this chart is a bullish market. Okay, and we're going to identify this trend. There is a trend in here that has developed. Now, a bullish trend, okay, is specifically a series of market movements that have consecutive higher highs and higher lows. Okay, we want to see at least three of them in order to say that it's a trend. Okay, so this is out. We're not looking at this. We're just looking over here right now. Okay, so we have a low, and then we have here, right, and then we have another movement here, and then we have another movement here, another movement here, another movement here, and then another movement up there. Okay, so what we have here, we have a low, okay, and a high, and then a low, and a high, and a low, and a high. But specifically, you see this high is higher than this high, and this low is higher than this low. That is a developing trend. And then you can see again that this high is higher than this high, and this low is higher than this low. Okay, so this is a bullish trend. Okay, we're moving in the upward direction, and we have consecutive movements of higher highs and higher lows. Okay, now in order to find a bearish market, I'm going to have to change to something else. Okay, and here you got an example of a bearish trend. It's a bearish trend because it's moving in the downward direction. Okay, and you can see this. We have a movement here. Okay, we had a movement here, a movement here, another movement here, a movement here. This one was a big movement, and it moved like this, and then another movement like this. And it's identified as a bearish trend because it's moving in the downward direction. All right, and it's identified because it has consecutive lower highs and lower lows. You can see here that this high is lower than this high, and 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 also the lows. This low is lower than this low, this low is lower than this low, and we have well over three of them. Okay, so this particular trend and this particular movement is a bearish trend because it's moving in the downward direction. All right, now support and resistance. Support and resistance are two of the the most important aspects, that important points that you need to identify in a chart in order to be able to determine any type of chart patterns. Okay, so I mean, let's just do this. Let's do something realistic. I'm gonna go to GDAX, and I'll use the current Bitcoin chart if I can get it to scroll over. Okay, and we'll look at this on a 15-minute window, so we have something realistic to work with. And there's multiple support and resistance values that you can look at. Okay, we can look short term. We'll just look on the 15-minute chart right now, and we'll just identify a support and a resistance on this particular short term window that we're looking at here. Okay, So if we're trading short term and we want to know what the market's doing right now in the short term, we can simply look at this bit of data that we have right here and say, right here, we draw a line across here, and I'm going to adjust that a little bit like this. Okay, and call this a support level. What a support level is it's a point in the market where the value has, generally remains above, okay? And in the recent market, the value of this asset, being Bitcoin, has remained above this particular yellow line that I've drawn on the charts, okay? And we call that a support level because the market is having difficulty dropping below that level. Okay, so that's support. Support is what holds us up, okay? So what it's saying is that there's a lot of buyers at that level right there, okay? And again, we can draw, and a resistance level is the exact opposite of that. A resistance level is a value of an asset that is a value that the asset is having difficulty rising above. Okay, now in this case, we can't just, go right here and draw a straight line. I need my drawing tool again. We can't draw a straight line right here because we have more data in this window to look at. Generally, you want to use lines of about the same length when you're analyzing this. So yes, I guess this is a little bit of a resistance level, but we have more data to work with. So instead, we would use this point here, and instead of drawing a horizontal line, what we would do is draw our resistance like this, because now we also have more than 2 points. We have 3 points of contact on this line. We have here 1, and then 2 and 3 points, almost 4 points, but we have 3 points where the market has come up to this value and it stopped and turned around and gone the other direction. That's what's called resistance. And this is actually a particular chart pattern that we look for in order to determine the direction of a market. I won't get into that in this video. Simply support and resistance is what's important right here. But support and resistance is what you need in order to identify any chart patterns. So in this particular time frame, we've identified a support and a resistance just based off what we can see here. Now, if we simply zoom out, okay, and we zoom out and look at the total market movement of this Bitcoin asset, okay, you can see that what we drew on that 15-minute window on that really short time frame is really insignificant to what the total market is doing. Yes, what we've just did is valuable data when we're trying to decide whether we want to enter or exit a market, right? However, what we just did is not necessarily significant on the entire direction of the market because, just look at what the market's doing versus what we just charted. It's generally insignificant. However, when we use both pieces of data together, it really gives us a lot more information on what we want to do. So looking at this time frame now on this zoomed out chart, we can identify again a new support and a new resistance level, and this will allow us to determine a lot more information, give us a lot better understanding of what the market is doing. So again, we grab our drawing tool, okay, and we're going to draw a line. We're going to use 1, 2, 3 points to draw a resistance line, okay, and because I'm pretty sure they're going to work. So if I draw a line right across like this, okay, whoops, it didn't go, boom, like that. Okay, you can see, yeah, we got 1 point, 2 points, and 3 points where the market's come up and it's reversed and it's come down, okay? So what's happened here is the market, it's coming up, it's coming up, it's coming up. These are buyers, right? Buyers drive the market up, up, boom. Oh, we ran out of buyers. Oh, all sellers, everybody sells now, and we're going down, okay? And then it goes and it reverses and we turn around and it comes back up. Oh, we ran out of buyers. We're turning around. We're going the other way. And the same thing here. We ran out of buyers again. So what that resistance level is really telling us is that's as high as the market can go before we run out of buyers. And when we run out of buyers and there's only sellers, the market's going to turn around and go the other direction. Okay. So there's our resistance level, and that's where we've run out of buyers. Now a support level. Okay. And for a support level on this, I'm gonna scroll over. What I want to do is ignore this little piece because it's gonna be important after. So this is all the chart we can see. I know you've seen what the market's done. Okay, but just ignore that's there. We're just look at this time frame and let's just find a support level, because this is, again, these are key pieces of information that we need to decide what we're doing. Okay, so let's say we bought Bitcoin right, down here at the bottom. Okay, so we're in there, we bought after the crash, whatever, and we're watching this market. Okay, and we're drawing a support level now. So our support level, we're going to draw something like this. Okay, just like that. What you can see is I got 1 right here, 2, and it followed it pretty closely. So 2, 3, this almost touched, not quite, but 4, and we got 5 points right there where the market value, the value of this asset has touched our support line that we've drawn. So that's a very good indication of a support level. Okay, and we have this pattern. This is, again, is a pattern. Okay, this is a rising wedge pattern. Okay, and we're going to learn this in some future videos, and we'll learn exactly what it means and what the most likely future movement of the market will be after we see a pattern like this. Okay, but we've determined now this is our support level and this is our resistance level. Okay, let's just scroll this over a little bit. So let's pretend here, okay, we came in and we bought Bitcoin down here somewhere, okay, at a really low value. We bought it like $2,200 or something like that. So we did really good. We bought it low because, I mean, we know what the value of Bitcoin is right now today, so we know we made money, right? But we bought Bitcoin really low, okay, and then we watched this market go up and we drew this support line, okay. And we've gotten so far. Now we're trying to decide whether we want to be in the market or we want to sell, right? And let me just extend this line so I can finish off the triangle. Okay, and let's just pretend we can't see this area. We can't see this area right now. It's not there. Okay, but we can't see it. We don't know what we're doing. So we bought Bitcoin and we're riding this. We're riding this bull wave, it's called. It's a bull trend. It's a bull wave because it's going in the upward direction. So we're riding this all the way up, and we rode it all the way up. We rode this out, and we're getting up here, okay? And then we hit this point where we hit resistance at the top. So we're sitting here. When we see this market, we hit the resistance level. We start asking ourselves, okay, well, do I sell right at the resistance level, or do I want to see if it's going to break resistance and continue up? Myself, I always like to see if it's going to break. So because I'm a gambler like that. So I want to see if it breaks that resistance level. Okay. Now in this case it didn't, and it reversed. Now, do we want to sell right away because it reversed? Not really. Okay, we want to hold on because, I mean, look how many times it hit our support level and then turn around and shot up the other direction, right? So we look at this. Okay, let me zoom in. Okay, remember, we can't see all this scribble. You can't see it. This is all you can see right now. So we hit here, we decided to hold. Okay, we decided to hold, and now our market is turned around, it's bounced, and it's coming down. Okay, it's coming down. Now, it's coming down to our support level. If we're going to hold this asset, okay, what we need to see is we need to see this value bounce off that support level and return and start going upward again. In this particular case, we didn't. Okay, it broke. This is a breakout. Okay, and it's a breakout because it exited our current pattern that we've drawn with this triangle. It's exited our pattern and it's headed in the downward direction. So this bullish trend has now turned bearish. Okay, and we've seen it break out below our current pattern. And because we want to protect our asset, because we want to protect our money, we don't want to start losing money. We made all these profits because we bought Bitcoin way down there at the bottom, and we want to protect this money now, these earnings. We want to protect those, okay? You got to take your gains out of the market now. So right here, we've seen the market exit our current pattern. We sell, and then we wait. Okay, we sell and wait. You could short the market if you're on an exchange that allows you to short. You could short the market if you want and ride it the other direction. You can take that risk. Alternatively, if you're not going to short, you sell. Now you're going to sell and you're going to hold US dollars or US Tether. Okay, and you're going to hold that and wait for the market to bottom out and identify a new trend and then buy again. Okay, this is the basics. We're going to go a lot more into chart patterns and when to buy, when to sell, and stuff like that. But this is just a basic introduction video to how to identify support and resistance and why it's important. And right here, this is the reason it's important, is because once we've exited our current pattern, okay, it's very likely that we've exited to the south. It's very likely that the price of the asset is going to now drop to the south significantly. So that's our sell point, is because it's dropped to the south of the pattern that we're expecting. So I guess, I mean, just from this, small little example, I'm sure you can see what the significance is of just being able to identify support and resistance. What you're going to see in future videos, videos coming up in your course, is how this really applies to all the different chart patterns and exactly what all the different chart patterns indicate. Because specific patterns indicate, whether the upcoming trend is going to continue or reverse, and it's entirely based on support and resistance. Okay, so that's the major thing. I mean, let's just do another one here just for shits. We'll just go and let me just pick an asset, Stellar Lumens, and because this is one that I've been looking at for a while. And okay, so here's what we got. So we're going to identify a support level. So support level is an area that the market is having difficulty traveling below. Okay, and it's got to have at least 2 points of contact. And if we draw a horizontal line right here, almost horizontal line, how many points? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and a whole bunch on this line. Okay, and we can draw, we want to include sort of as much data as we can. Okay, and we want our lines to be approximately the same length. Like you see the length of my support line. We want to use about the same amount of data for our resistance line as well. So I would include this top point here because it's a significant point on this chart, and the rest really doesn't matter. But I would use this one and draw my resistance line like this. And you can see here that we formed another triangle, which is, it's a triangle chart pattern of a specific type, which we'll get into later on. And now what we've identified is, currently what the expected low and expected high for this market is. And on this particular one, I would be, I wouldn't even buy yet. I'm looking for an exit of which way this asset is going to go before I decide whether I'm going to buy or sell or hold or what I'm going to do, right? But that's simply how you identify a support and a resistance, okay? Just like that. You identify where you can draw a straight line with the most points of contact, okay? So anyway, I guess that's it to an introduction to support and resistance. Looking forward to seeing you on another video. Yeah, CoinTradeMastery.com. If you're not watching this on the website, hit CoinTradeMastery.com and join us over there. Be sure to join us on the Telegram chat. We have a free Telegram chat, so you can converse with other group members and other traders and myself, and get some, pointers and a little bit of help with your chart analysis. And I'll include the link to that with this video. And in case you're wondering what I use to draw my charts on, because I'm not, drawing charts, right on Poloniex or Bittrex or any of the other exchanges, I'm using a service called Coinigy. And I'll include the link to that with this video as well, because I would appreciate it if you use my affiliate link to join it. Because of course that helps me continue to do these videos and keeps costs down for, members joining. Because I mean, I don't put all this information out for free. This is a business to me. So I like to have some kind of a return. Or if you don't use my affiliate link, be sure to hit the Telegram chat and ask for another group member's affiliate link and just kind of help one of them out too, because that just helps our community and keeps us together, right? So yeah, I will include that. And I'm telling you, this Coinigy, the reason I use it is because, well, one, you can't possibly do this if you can't draw charts. You need to be able to draw charts in order to be able to analyze the markets. And I mean, it has a 30-day free trial. And following that, it's worth every penny. So be sure to hit that up. Be sure to hit up the chat. Add me on Facebook. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video.